这样子说起来，我这一款玩多久了？22个小时！天哪！这样子的游戏我可以玩到22个小时。在 POE 新赛季开始前，我和朋友做了10个 POE 知识小测验，要不要来试试看？这个有点，这个跟我本来想的不太一样。我写完名字就可以睡觉了，谢谢老师。The Outer World 也不过玩24个小时而已 ，The Vampire Survivor 我就已经玩了22个小时。最可怕的是，感觉 Vampire Survivor 是根本没有玩多久。我感觉The Outer World 玩很久了 ，Vampire Survivor 感觉看我不过就摸一下而已。但昨天 The Outer Worlds 真的是玩超有趣的啦，今天不知道还能看到多少干话。我先看一下哦，昨天任务，哇靠！我现在身上东西好多哦。对，把这件不幸的消息告诉他上司。
联盟挑战奖励看起来好像可是要当兵去了 ，HDR 快
哭啊！他们昨天还改了很多很强的小枪枪，舒服啊！哦干！真是可怕，扩散到外面来了。
Non-slug personnel aren't permitted on the pilot house. Can I help you with something? Sure. He in trouble or something? You're kidding! Evan's dead? That doesn't... I don't understand. Can I ask what happened? We were supposed to haul some crates, but he was sloshed when I got there. Figured he got into the cargo or something, you know? He wasn't going to be any help. So I figured he could sleep it off in one of the employee rooms under the hotel. Left him on one of the beds in A2. He seemed fine. You won't believe me if I tell you. You what? Well, shit. Maybe you will believe me. I walked Evan to A2, like I said. And then, out of nowhere, he just came at me.
Ah.
1 minute he's laughing and yelling about sharing his joy. And the next, he's choking the life out of me. Grinned the whole time he was trying to kill me, too.
Ay, ya, ya.
Dumb luck, I guess. I got a good hit in, threw him off, and ran like hell. If I'd known the fall killed him, I don't know. I should have told someone. What do you want to know? Because Evan would never attack anyone. I barely believe he attacked me and I was there. Guess it shook me up pretty good. Evan's always been a total sweetheart. I don't get it.
天杀的阔鱼
I can't help you there. Have you been to Purpleberry Orchards, Inspector? Awfully nice out there. You should visit. Well, think it over. Law, this is making less and less sense. I didn't actually see him drink, if that's what you're asking. Just seemed like the logical explanation, considering how weird he was acting. Wow, you're pretty good at this Inspector thing. I don't know. The whole thing shook me up something fierce, but I'm still here. I'm upset. Angry at Evan. Sad about him being... you know... scared folks won't believe me. I'm not much for math, so I couldn't tell you how that averages out. But thanks for asking. So, what happens now, Inspector? But I killed him. It's my fault he died. I guess not, but that doesn't make me feel good about it, you know? I just wish I could understand why he did what he did. Evan is... he was my friend. Or I thought he was. I don't know. I hope you're able to make more sense of this than I can, Inspector.
都是阔鱼惹的祸。
Inspector, you find my missing man? Shit, that's fucking inconvenient.
Inconvenience 居然是太不方便了。
That hullhead. Oh, that's embarrassing. If he's gonna die and leave me short-staffed, he ought to at least have the decency to get mauled by raptidons or something. Save it. I get nothing but sass all day. I'm up to my ears in it. I'm at sass capacity. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for running Evan down for me. Now I just have to figure out who's replacing him. A new day, a new pain in my ass.
所以这个任务就这样子搞定了。至少就是我们玩家自己知道是阔鱼惹的祸。好 ，First thing first。哎，我们现在飞过来会不会变得很可怕？这个地方。Leroy！ 杀虫机器人加油！
Gosh and golly, we might get stung to death unless someone aborts the pollinization cycle. How exciting!
我想要跟你讲话。糟糕，难不成我要先？哦，好，我要先解决这个。Fuck！ 授粉主控终端，去你妈妈！ OK。
Not gonna let no one bring me down.
Oh my god！
Just wanted to make you smile.
What the？
Waspitos. Even their hives look menacing.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
"干什么鬼？这是人做出来的。混账王八蛋！笑欸！围观者的脊梁黄金版啊，不是，我手上的就是黄金版。但真他妈低能透顶了！
Timeline discrepancy detected.
哎，对哦，等一下，刚刚那里有时间线矛盾。哎，
Tool is comprised of 99% plastic, 0.5% steel, and 0.5% carbonated sugary beverage. Trace amounts of kerosene, alcohol, hydrazine, and liquid hydrogen also detected.
What did you find, Cap?
It seems our mettlesome inquiries may have touched a nerve. Then we've got a new lead, as it were, though admittedly a flimsy one.
这在树林迷宫的里面哦。等一下进迷宫的时候再弄。哎、好，我想问我是怎么做到的？
We make quite a team, my friend.
我他妈我是怎么做到的？
Incoming!
Here they come.
Oh my god! No 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 no！ 没有什么 Here they come！ 走。我没办法跟他讲话，为什么？
Whoa, it's Rizzo's! Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful,
Jesus
wonderful
Christ.
customer. Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
No one can give you value. It is yours intrinsically. You just need notice it. But you seem happy regardless.
I sure am. Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
"算了，就假装这东西完全不可疑好了。
Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price. Our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good. You're back. We just got a new shipment of Rizzo's mock apple cider. It's hard. Wait, was that the slogan? Never mind. Now I'd love to get... I'm so glad you asked. The orchards are my third favorite subject, with my first being Rizzo's refreshing drinks and my second being Rizzo's toothsome confectionaries. Our orchards are the source of 63% of Rizzo's total produce, which correlates to 112% of fresh goods throughout all of Halcyon. Give or take a few percent, of course.
哦，误
If you
杀
want to
是
know more
哦。
about each part of the orchards, might I recommend one of our fantastic tours? One of our options is even audio guided as a special bonus feature. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Our tours are my fourth favorite subject.
我看了觉得脖子
Every
超
part
不
of
舒
the
服的。
orchards is so rich with Rizzo's lore. Buy a tour ticket and anoint yourself with knowledge. We have 3 tour options: Premium, Premium Plus, and the Golden Ticket. Each option is wonderful in its own special way.
哦，听到 Golden Ticket， 查理的爷爷立刻跳起来。
Premium Plus
零鼠摸摸乐园。
And the Golden Ticket is audio guided in addition to being self-guided. Which kind would you like? You're in luck. We have 1 left. Normally there are 100 bits, but seeing how I'm sold out of everything else, I can give it to you for just 90. How does that sound? That's great. Thank you so much. Wow, what a strange question. I'm much too delighted to be suspicious. I sold lower-level spectrums to workers from RR&DD Labs, Hive Control, and the Conservatory. Jacob's predecessor also splurged briefly on a bottle beyond his pay grade, and Black Hole Birdie bought my most expensive spectrum when he visited. I wish he'd bought more. Oh, if you're looking for your own spectrum, remember that you can always buy from the Nut Hut or the Grand Colonial Bar, so long as you have the bits to back up your taste. No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens. And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just 1. Oz, not just affable, but virile, too. Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his beau's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
Oh my god.
Oh my! Birdie, a murderer? Well, everyone has their flaws. I'll be sure not to bring it up on our first date.
不是，我觉得你没有听懂我在说什么。
No, I'm sorry. And the...
太好了，现在光谱伏特加的所在之处直接标出来了。我目前有几瓶了？红橙绿，我还缺五个，其中一个好像在 Birdie 那边，真他妈麻烦。
Incoming.
I see you now.
这里也太大一群了吧！这里也太大一群了吧！啊，刚刚是引东引西，为什么那里那么多？我不是都已经终结那一个授粉周期了吗？为什么外面还一大堆在那里？
Incoming.
one, Captain.
哪有人用狙击枪在打蜜蜂的？好 low！ 想强化榴弹炮。
They got a hedge maze? Captain, we got him.
帕尔瓦丁超可爱。
I've already told you 6 times, and I'll tell you 6 more. I don't want a fucking tour! You can badger me all you want. I don't care if I'm from Forest Mills. I'm here as an individual, and I have just as much right to be here as any other visitor. You're welcome to bring a lawyer if you really want to try to force me out, but I can guarantee you that I will bury them.
你谁呀？
Don't play dumb with me. How many of you fools have I spoken to by this point? 7? 17? Wait a moment. You have all your teeth. You're not soaked in filth, and you don't look quite as slack-jawed as the regular Rizzo's staff. Are you not with Rizzo's?
这应该是你应该第一个确认的事情吧，北七。
Bah. I've lived in Byzantium long enough to read between your words. Here's your filthy money. Since you're already here, perhaps I can sweeten the pot even further. Regardless, please inform me if you'd be interested in a job. I've spent enough time out here that I'm starting to itch. I do not enjoy itching. I'm sure you have questions. When the going gets tough, the lawyers start going. Some farther than others. I've been a junior lawyer for coming up on 20 years now. And quite frankly, I'm getting old. Hopefully, there will be enough legal kindling out here to fuel my firm for a while longer. And if I find that kindling, I stand to finally get my raise. I did. You see, Rizzo's has been advertising a contest in the puzzle hedges. Whoever gets to the center first gets a bottle of the first Spectrum ever made, the Spectrum Original. My interest, however, lies with the associated promise, the chance to attend the Spectrum Brown unveiling and meet Halcyon Helen. Indeed, you are a savvy one. Rizzo's can no longer make good on their promise, which means this entire contest is one big fraud case. All I need is a single piece of evidence. With the Spectrum Original bottle, which is located in the center of the puzzle hedges, I will have all I need to sue Rizzo's for all they're worth. That's where you come in. I don't know if you know this, but Rizzo's is on the outs. They're losing power and losing money. This was no doubt a desperate bid to regain some lost clout. That, or their marketing team is particularly spiteful. You know the saying, I'm sure. Why work for a promotion when sabotage takes half the time and a quarter of the effort? Technically, I sue not on behalf of Forest Mills, but for my own benefit. In arbitration, it might be difficult to argue that this contest is designed to slight Forest Mills. However, as it so happens, if my lawsuit takes a chunk out of their savings, then I can collect while also damaging their capital. It's a mutual win. I make millions, Rizzo's falls further from the board's good graces, and Forest Mills products look that much more valuable compared to Rizzo's trash. Navigating the maze is normally no easy task. Rizzo's has no interest in giving their property, however old, away for free.
Getting lost and running into dead ends? We've had lots of practice.
God.
I'm glad you're feeling confident, but this maze is deadly by design. And if that weren't enough, Zimmerman and Navarre don't want anyone sneaking away with their prize. The place is mined and rife with murderous mechanicals. Two buffoons, but persistent buffoons. There's that woman from Glacial Age who has perhaps never had an original idea in her life and hopes to pass the original off as her own. Then there's Navarre, who is strange. I suggested I give her the original after my lawsuit if we worked together, but she wouldn't hear of it. It must be hers alone, it seems. Excellent. I look forward to finally being able to focus solely on legal matters. Oh, and keep an eye out for competitors. Odds are they'll be looking out for the original as well.
Greetings. Have you brought your auto mechanical to the service technician lately?
一上来就这一句话是什么意思？靠边。
I'll bet. Judging by this exchange, I presume you are not the person I was waiting here to meet. You're not covered in a layer of dirt, fertilizer, and self-loathing. Listen, I don't know you, so I'd rather keep my admissions to a minimum without the presence of legal counsel. I was waiting for someone to give me information about these hedges. That's as much as you need to know.
I'm pretty sure she's hiding something. And I'm not sure I want to know what it is.
居然需要偷袭和智力，两个我都不够。
I think. Shh, not so loud. Ah, damn it. I guess you already know. I am indeed looking for the prize. You've caught me. What interest have I in an unveiling? I don't watch much in the way of serials, and crowds only make it easier for people to get behind you. I'm after the Spectrum original itself. And not to drink. Have you noticed that there's no trace of anything the corporations have done in the past? In fact, this contest for the original is the only time I've ever seen a corp refer to a prototype product not currently on the market. And why isn't it on the market? Indeed. And it's happened before. Seems the Corp are trying to hide their past failings. Anyhow, it's valuable to me to collect that which might inform future generations. Did you now? And how do you know the others aren't secretly Rizzo's agents who'll stab you in the back and take the bottle the moment you turn away? Give me the original and your actions will actually matter. I can promise you that. No. There's a bottom feeder who sees an easy payday connected to it, but he's hardly worth considering. I also briefly engaged with an optimistic young woman intending to use the original as a springboard for upward mobility. Better than letting it rot, but still not ideal. Think fast. Never know when someone will come out of a bush, bolt or pistol at the ready. Keep your voice down. Never know who might be listening.
可是你刚刚已经讲一堆了。
I did. Someone I paid to inform on the orchards after I heard murmurs of a prize here.
这座迷宫到底他妈有多难
For
走？
reasons, I never learned much about my contacts. All I knew about this one was that they were a groundskeeper. But the one here is either senseless or acting very well. Presumably, whoever I was in contact with was lying. Or they were found out and hurled off the side of Eridanos. It's a risk of the business. I'm afraid I haven't made much headway on my own. Admittedly, I'm a little wary of all the explosions I keep hearing. Think fast. Nobody of consequence. Think of me as an archivist. I collect that which the corporations have dismissed as failures and try to sweep under the rug. Take the recalled Spacer's Choice Powerhead. It was a shotgun shell on a stick, apparently supposed to be used like a spear. Had a tendency to ream the user's torso with buckshot.
傻小。
Corps don't want the common man to know about screw-ups.
我蛮感兴趣的，多说一点。
I keep my actions
我
decidedly in the
在哪里才能弄到一把来？
Got a fight on our hands.
OK， 好，这一座迷宫啊，这座迷宫是吧？这座
I've had quite enough of you. You're wounded. Get up.
原来这一把武器是会炸到自己的吗？哦，原来如此啊！
May you find peace in death.
不是你在鞭尸哦，牧师。
That was fun.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis. Ground appears to be scattered with purpleberry seedlings. This particular strain is of a variety proprietary to Rizzo's and should not be in common use.
Huh. 哇！现在可以在售后机购买产品时享9.95折，靠背。嗯？哇哦！伤害好高。
Congratulations, Inspector.
Oh,靠北.
You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Hello again, youngster. You're certainly doing a lot of running to and fro. Don't overexert yourself. The wasp-ketos can smell weakness. Bleeding hell. Oh, there that damn thing is. Thank you. I guess this proves it's wise to label your things. Otherwise, some fool might use them as prizes in an ill-advised scavenger hunt. I will admit, I did take the original, yes. But I did so to keep it away from those who shouldn't have it. It's safer in my hands. If you're here to get it, I might suggest you give up. I'm known to be quite a stubborn git. I didn't want it for anything. I needed to keep it safe. Rizzo's almost never makes mistakes.
Almost.
Offering a classified original product to the public for free? Any upstart might grab it and use it to make Rizzo's look bad, or steal it to make a new product offshoot, or, law forbid, start a lawsuit of some kind. Better I hold on to it. The what now? I didn't order any mines or machines. I just paid Slug to encourage people not to enter the puzzle hedges. Figured they just dress somebody up like a primal and chase maze-goers, like we did after the Spectrum Black unveiling a decade back. Or maybe that was a real primal, I forget. Damnation, hadn't thought of that. Isn't my having it better than any random guest making off with it? I guess not, if it'll cause the company more trouble. Here's the original. Don't do anything with it that I wouldn't do.
啊，我现在可以选择要把这个交给谁？啊，交给那个唧唧歪歪的律师还是收藏家啊？虽然说一开始是跟他说好的，但是我不是很喜欢他。干了啦！
Hello there, stranger. Has the terror ray landed? Keep your voice down. Never know. Let me have a look. It's a little scratched on the neck, and the label's a bit smudged. Smells funny, but I think it is genuine, yes. This'll look real good in my archives. Here's your pay. I'll be in touch if there's ever another time when I need to keep a corporation honest. And if anyone ever asks, we never met.
因为他是收藏家，他是想要收起来当纪念。另外一个则是要拿来当做告他们的证据。我不喜欢，我不喜欢你这个人。光谱镜头，来继续找伏特加。啊，就在这里啊！ 哦，哦，这里就是那一个 Birdie 买的那一瓶。哇塞，有够会躲！没等他摸到枪把，脸上便挨了梅赛足足15枪，当场毙命。 爽。哦，所以我就缺最后一款。
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis. This discarded canister is typical of the R-mounted storage tanks on the orchard's agricultural mechanicals. However, it is not currently attached to a mechanical. This canister contains a high amount of vinegar in addition to water. Warning. Use of vinegar, a known herbicide, on purpleberry saplings is a violation of Rizzo's agricultural standards. These canisters can typically be found in the nursery storage building in the purpleberry orchards, except for this one, which can be found here. Chemical makeup of substance, 50% water, 50% vinegar. Trace amounts of woolly cow feces also detected.
靠北居然在这边吗？干，就在这里桌上。来，这一刻终于到了，我的专武。
Much better use for Spectrum than drinking it. Ironically, almost as lethal.
嗯，这个伤害是怎么回事？这个伤害好像有点低啊。我知道它是科学武器啦。然后是有一些相关的强化可以强化科学武器，但是这个再怎么说都，好像说这个秒伤是指还没有加速前的秒伤，因为它的射速的话，它的秒伤应该不会那么低才对。要单发伤害好歹有70啊！同样的，比方说我的轻机枪，它单发伤害是117好了。对不起，这个加特林就是个废物。不是，这也太弱了吧！我先等一下哦，因为有那个科学技能，这个有 科学技能较高时，科学武器的爆率和准心偏移程度由科学技能决定。这个东西，然后这里有直接加科学武器效果。是不是要玩科学武器就一定要把科学冲到满？我是一直觉得游戏里面的科学武器感觉都很弱，虽然有一些有特殊功能。
Now, hold on.
有霹雳者号里的科学武器拿过了。
The brochure never mentioned any.
What floor would you like to visit? Oh, so... Next stop.
Hey, I was gonna stop him, but I figured he was room service. Then he started going through Helen's things, and I figured maybe you want a word with him.
傻小。
Oh, sweet gibbering law! Where'd you come from? Sorry, let me just get back in character. Whoa, 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 it's not what it looks like. Easy, friend. No need to get violent. There are as many reasons to spare my life as there are flavors in Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. I'll give you 2 reasons. First, I am a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers top ball.
我一直想到天狗妈的。
And secondly, I'm just here doing a job for a VIP. Mascot's honor. I am acting on behalf of Mr. Black Hole Birdie, the Holmeister, the Hack Attack. I don't have a lot of time, but Mr. Birdie sent me to retrieve a message. Something he recorded for Ms. Bellamy while he was off his kilter.
在我手上，你要出多少？
It's extremely difficult for me to tell you No. In fact, I'm experiencing enormous mental anguish right now. Will you meet me later, over at the pilot house? I swear, from the bottom of my employment contract, I will tell you everything I know about Ms. Bellamy's demise. What? But I can't? Please don't hurt me. I'm sorry. I can't. Not here. I'm sorry. The pilot house complex. Meet me there, and I'll tell you everything, I swear.
I understand there was an incident at the orchards. The pollination cycle began without my
是我快吓死了。
Fortunately, you managed to save most of the hive. The wasp-ketos are essential to the orchards, you see. Losing them would have cost us months of production. The orchards can be a dangerous place, but my workers understand the hazards. Something about this incident troubles me. The circumstances are suspicious. But let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Have you discovered anything? You have my attention. That's deeply upsetting. Dr. Leora Blossom was an extraordinary scientist and a friend. We have a murderer on the loose, Inspector. As if the death of Halcyon Helen wasn't enough of a blow to our facility. Interesting. The Rizzo's family is a small family, Inspector. Most of us recognize one another. Still, any information is good information. It troubles me to believe Leora could have been murdered by one of our own. If there's anything else you'd like to share, you have my attention. Insisted. That's interesting. We'd scheduled a tour of the lab for Helen. Purely a public relations event to be held sometime in the indeterminate future. Then again, Helen and I were not well acquainted. I can't speak to her intentions. A picnic? I don't recall approving a private social gathering at the orchards. I'll have to make a note of this information. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Was there anything else? That's troubling, to say the least. Any transfer of proprietary data is strictly prohibited without my permission. Yes, I share your suspicions. Someone didn't want you following their trail. This feels like more than corporate espionage. Someone's playing with us, Inspector. And I have never in my life enjoyed games. Did you discover anything else? This incident at the orchards must be connected to Helen's murder somehow. I don't know how, but I feel it in my marrow. My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your hands. When you're ready, I suggest a word with the hotel coroner. She should have finished her autopsy by now. Why was there a suspicious-looking mascot in your room? I'm afraid I don't understand. Is this the lead-up to a joke? I don't know why there was a mascot in your room. The Grand Colonial doesn't offer that kind of room service, I think. Such as? I most certainly did not. My policy toward Eridanos is one of, shall we say, benign negligence. I keep my distance and don't involve myself unless necessary. In any case, let me apologize for this unfortunate business. I'm sure this mascot meant no harm. Was there anything else?
先把外面那一些的任务解掉。
Unexpected noise identified.
Understood. I'll keep my head down. Try me.
啊干！
Disposal mode.
刚刚该不会有比较简单的关闭方法吧？
Inside voices.
真的有欸，干！哦。
This console is 95% non-functional. Remaining 5% functionality stems from display reading console non-functional. Cause of shortout is most likely related to purple residue splattered all across the keyboard.
You know you're liable to get sick doing that.
味道超级甜，紫莓的甜香和许多热带水果的味道混合在一起，和淡淡的机油味居然还挺搭。
Substance contains trace amounts of purple berries, fruit flavors, and artificial sweeteners number 5, number 49, number
康纳是你
number 322, number 314, and many, many, many others.
等一下，主控台。哦。 10分钟内没有预设定优先目标，自动设定为预设所有目标。看这个系统是谁写的？
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay, you can do this, Anna. Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
That was quite enthusiastic.
I wish you'd just said it was terrible. The pity stings worse than the shame. I'm sure you've guessed it, but I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them up. But I guess that's why I'm just an intern and not a full-timer. At least, not yet. What? No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our mosquito hives and released a swarm. Chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help. Hey, that was one honest mistake. One! And considering the fact that mosquitoes have a tendency to kill people, I think I learned my lesson. As did the rest of Rizzo's. Don't worry though, mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards.
感谢斗内。
What's this? What are you doing?
This isn't me.
No!
龙碗、猪碗，今年过年亲戚没有回来，就我上去跟爸爸、阿公、阿嬷打麻将，这是我上牌桌被痛宰的画面。
说吧，你输了多少？
I am contractually obligated to tell you that mosquitoes never get out during visiting hours. But when they do, the only way to get them to return is to go directly to hive control and activate emergency recall. Which isn't easy, considering all the hives near control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them. Hold a moment. You haven't found anything, have you? Well, maybe. I might have had a supersized cup of mixed purple berry
你他妈的
that I might have knocked over when I was running routine diagnostics. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I have the proper permit to mix those drinks. I just left it in my other work uniform.
Unfortunately, Our daily behavior is filled with such inanity that truest alibis often sound the weakest.
Hey, we have a lot of uniforms. It's hard keeping track of all your belongings. How did you notice? The diagnostic normally takes hours, and that's only if humidity's low. I wanted to take the initiative to try and make it faster.
我现在看懂任务名称是什么意思了，我的天哪！
Why should weed killer affect saplings? Weed killer. It's in the name. It should kill only weeds. That really seems like it's more on product design than on me. Well, yes. The orchards are becoming overrun with pests. Usually we give workers handguns and tell them to go to town, which results in many injured workers and a few dead sprats. Our exterminator automax only kill mosquitoes. And even then, only if an exec somehow ended up in the orchards during a pollinization cycle. So I decided to do some reprogramming. The reprogramming was easy until I locked myself out of the terminal. Then, when I was running away from the bots, I dropped the terminal access card somewhere in the orchards. Believe me, I know that now. Guess I did sort of mess that one up. Law's alive. I really did think I was doing good by the orchards, but with all that you've told me, it sounds like I've done much more harm. I know it's a lot to ask, but is there a chance you could vouch for me to my boss? It might not seem like it, but I've been trying to take the initiative. I really do want to help.
你是怎么待到现在的？你根本是敌对公司派来的吧？好雷哦！啊，我真的是很想当好人，没错，但是这个也他妈实在是太雷了。
Well, it could, but not if I'm given proper supervision. Everyone has to learn somehow, right? I guess I'm not sure what more to say. I suppose I just hope you'll make the right decision. If not for me, then for the rest of the Rizzo's workers.
如果是为了其余的工人，我觉得你被开除会比较安全一点。
You're back, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think it's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill them.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet? All right, let's hear the details. A drink? I ain't ever heard of no saboteur dumping drinks all over equipment to destroy it. I hate to say it, but that sounds more like worker carelessness.
How many times do I have to tell you this, old man? Slug isn't behind your problems. Slug wouldn't even need to cause you problems. Your own workers do enough.
Ha! Knew Slug was behind the damn sabotage.
Please. We're subtle, but that's too subtle. If we wanted to destroy your saplings, you'd have known them by the blackened remnants of their stems, not some half-assed poisoning.
Huh. You didn't destroy any of them? Reckon I would have lost that bet. Thanks.
One less expense for you to explain to your boss.
刚刚那一句是目前我看到唯一想要指出来的超烂翻译。
where slugs lack.
我不知道为什么会翻成那个样子，明明他说的是你居然没有摧毁半台机器人。
Of course. And what better way to do that than by targeting our pollinizers? It'd be a hell of a pain to kill manually, but if you set the mechanicals to do it...
In your delusional fantasy, the waspitos wouldn't be out until next pollinization cycle. Wouldn't someone notice the rampant mechanicals beforehand?
That seems like a question you should be asking yourself. Well, yes, it's possible to manually start and end cycles in Hive Control, but we keep a careful watch on it. And there have been no non-Rizzo's personnel in or out.
Stop wasting everyone's time, Hathaway. What you're proposing is infinitely less likely than an idiot maneuver by one of your incompetent workers. I won't hear any further slander. Let's go through this one final time so even you can't confuse it, Hathaway. Slug didn't do a damn thing to your orchards. You're chasing ghosts.
Talk about ghosts all you like, but someone was screwing with my orchards. If it wasn't Slug, then who the hell was it?
该怎么办才好？天哪！啊！我想当个好人。好了，是不是？大过年的啊，大过年的。
Summers? The intern? I didn't really take her for a meddlesome type. But now that I think about it, that's why she'd be a perfect saboteur. I'll deal with her later. Right now, we of the Orchards have to settle things with Slug. I reckon that you're about as impartial a third party as we're gonna get. Can you mediate?
What the hell. The Orchardist seems to get off on complicating what should be a simple deal, but at this point, I just want to be paid and go. The pollen in the air is agitating.
"如果你俩零时有谁敢再多88一秒钟，我就把你们的舌头都扯出来。我靠，派是在派啥小
Hey, would you look at that. All of a sudden, I have an urge to just pay Slug. How about that?
That's... Yes, and Slug will go back to making sure your shipments ship safely to you. That's satisfactory, right, Inspector? Right?
Now that that's out of the way, we can discuss the intern.
说好了大好人呢？
Causing all that trouble?
说好了大过年的呢？
From her job. Even if I were inclined to believe you, that's some damn severe incompetence you're talking about. I still wouldn't want someone like that working the orchards. What the hell are you proposing? Let her burn the orchards down while I stand behind her and applaud? We ain't got nothing to exchange. She wants to help, does she? You know what? I'll call your bluff. She can keep at it with close supervision, but if she screws up even once, she's out. Use your pay, with a little extra for getting to the bottom of things. It's gonna be real interesting in the orchards for the foreseeable future. Thanks, I guess.
我觉得刚刚的威吓超好笑。 毕竟手里有枪的是你，没有错啦。哎，你跑出来了，笑死！
I was going to wash my hands, I swear.
Inspector, not a moment too soon. I've just finished my autopsy report. Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, you know, Spencer, but now I'm not so sure. The thought occurred to me. I tested this hypothesis by vacating the contents of my stomach and testing for the presence of the same toxin. Slightly elevated levels of mercury and an alarming amount of blue food coloring.
Ew.
But other than that, no. I'm certain it wasn't, as you put it, just the hotel food. I did science. You know, my profession. Oh, most certainly. Well, possibly they were trying to make her extremely uncomfortable, but I suppose killing her would also satisfy that criterion. Conversations with Mr. Woolrich tend to spontaneously transform into monologues. You'll find him on the VIP guest floor. I'd best return to work, Inspector. Autopsies always whet my appetite, and all this talk of food is distracting me.
等一下的对话可能会又臭又长，真糟糕。这位时运不济的拜占庭人认为，用足够的紫莓酒灌醉自己，然后去把一头后甲骨猿揍瘫，这个行动相当谨慎。接着他试图走楼梯，而不是穿过大堂来抵达电梯，于是滚落了6段台阶，撞到自走机械佣人停了下来，砸坏了他们的伺服系统，并将因此收到相应的罚款单。左锁骨、右股骨、顶骨、肋骨骨裂，他的伤比他的脑细胞还要多。大家学到了一个新的骂人方法了哈。
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector? I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it. That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
What floor would you like to visit? If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
奇怪，你的说服力怎么那么高啊？哦，对，你的手里有枪哎。
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology. How does the scenery taste? Good, I trust? Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you? And how did you get in here? What a quaint claim. You're so adorable. I won't even call security. No, really, I mean it. You've most certainly endeared yourself to me. And I think I know why you're here. What shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures? Popular of late, or so I've heard. Do you mean to say you're not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh. Oh! Hello.
反应有够慢，救命！你们浪费别人的时间是在产生快感还是怎样？
Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know now that I look
Oh, no, 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 no.
You're the perfect reflection of me. Back when I starred in the Marauders.
Bane,
the absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer. Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignified.
这就是服务生说想勒死他的那位，对，就是那一位。
Hotel meals. This was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation. How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you. Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor.
他的左脸是不是被服务生揍过？说不定有得过口腔癌，然后切掉了。
None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally, and with the minimum level of respect that they deserve. Is that a jibe? could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it. Very well, then. Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end? Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer.
这个一定很有戏。来，假设性的说，你会怎么杀死受害者呢？
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the
不好
time
玩。
or willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of. I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character. Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating. All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain.
哦 好，我知道你的脸为什么会变这样子。
And with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much. Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should. I'll answer whatever you wish. Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids. Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me. I suppose that is enough on that grim subject. Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense. That, yes. Yes, I distinctly recall ordering an alcoholic beverage with my meal. This hotel is certainly bringing a new meaning to the phrase rotgut. Management shall receive the complaint to end all complaints.
哎，等一下，原来 rotgut 的意思是劣质酒吗？ Rotgut 就是 POE 里面那一瓶伤胃酒，就叫这个。哦 ，Rotgut 的意思就是很劣质的酒精饮品。原来如此。
I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched.
学到一个新字。我本来还以为它就只是一个游戏道具的名字，没想到它是一个既有名词。
Oh, must I relive that ghastly event again? My intestines still have yet to fully recover. But I suppose we may discuss it further. Very well, then. I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a serial advertisement throughout your travels. You think? I mean, yes, of course. You have, obviously.
What floor would you like to visit?
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation. Crime or no crime, I must keep my head on my work. One does not simply become the head chef in all of Eridanos by fretting over irrelevant happenings. Well, that's not entirely true. There are the Purpleberry Orchards.
干，他看起来像是有金发的高刚，知道了。
No, you're right. I can't afford this gimp. Who exactly are you, anyhow? What is it you want? You're the inspector? Here? Why? I mean, you may ask me whatever you want. I have nothing to hide. Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest. Admit? What are you talking about? Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings.
救命!
Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Huh.
I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal. Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it?
Woohoo!
Well, I suppose that's as good a point as any I've heard. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking. And consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's
一点点酒可以断片，好，知道了。
Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait. Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person.
是的，是
While I
的。
could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here. Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.
既然高刚在这，哦，犯人大概就是伊斯玛了。好远。
And I bet you believed Halcyon Helen's death was the worst part of all this.
What? You don't mean to tell me that it isn't? There's something even worse.
哇，是刚刚上厕所没洗手的那个人。
I spent 6,000 bits on a new suit for the unveiling, but now that it's been postponed, I'll never get a chance to show it off.
My love, that is a real tragedy.
Understood. I'll keep my head down. Here we go.
I just want to be your friend! What the?
Captain, look out!
Shines on us today.
请给分。
Inspector, good to see you. Let me just grant you access and welcome to the Piraeus spaceport.
让我想到以前中枪之后一直都没死的夸张演技，就是说那一个啊，砰开枪，再补一枪，到底要死了没？太像了，请不要继续。
I don't like the...
Hey, you! We've been looking for you, and by we, I mean Slug. Been real busy sniffing around Eridanos for clues, haven't you, Inspector? See, Slug Light Underground don't like that much.
Slug light? Would that be some form of bioluminescence? No? Nothing?
Should have kept your nose where it belonged, Inspector. Slug's sick of all your meddling in their affairs. Our affairs, I mean. Draw, you damn breadworm! Draw!
原来如此，是小丑表演啊。
You wanna say that again, pal? Quick, everyone! Get him!
Here they come!
I've had quite enough of you!
哇，机器爆裂！ 哎呦，哎呦！哼。
Greetings, non-criminally associated individual. The Rizzo's constabulary is currently not closed due to a sprat infestation. Bureaucratic processes are currently suspended. At present, criminal reports do not require paperwork. Please lament only in marked lamentation zones.
指定悲伤区。
Clearly into this unit's recording instruments.
是，先疑问先理清。
Error. Unit designation no longer wine taster. Unit designation now deputy. While potential lethality of unit instrumentation bears towards 95% violent utilization of equipment would void unit warranty. All Rizzo's constabularies must include at least one deputy constable among the pool of available Rizzo's employee candidates. This unit was considered the most competent. Unit does not have a favorite.
讲话好慢。
Unit is incapable of taste.
你确定你之前是品酒机器人，不是卖槟榔的？
This unit be of service to you. All requests for security footage require a nominal compulsory bribe. Is that
来，工程上。
Error. Bit processing unit has been removed, temporarily surpassing bit fee request. Funds will be requested from Rizzo's leadership with interest at a later date. Delivering footage. Thank you for your patronage. If you would like a wine recommendation to pair with that footage, please submit the requisite request forms. Is there any other assistance this unit may provide? Checking logs. Error.
听他讲话让人想去悲伤区了。
Reciting Limitation 1. Do not tell users about constabulary sprat infestation. We do not need to pay the health inspector's bribe a third time. Limitation 2. Do not read informational limitations aloud, especially not to any of those void-damned snot-nosed guests, or I'll have you sold for parts.
哦天哪，终于结束了，好痛苦！天哪！不是，我说，whoops， 兰姆这个月已经被抓6次了，马上就要平了自己的记录。对，就是左岸翻译的时候，很可能自以为有趣吧，就是把里面的密码全部都翻成左岸拼音了，不然原本一定是英文的啊。
If I made a bet with you at the Copper Bottom last night, let's call it off now. I can't stand the taste of life sprats.
I'm a criminal, get it? They don't let me talk to law-abiding sorts.
Did you hear that?
哎，讲啊，我刚才没听见啊。
Here they come.
What the fuck? 糟糕，在地上跑的时候倒是有点可爱。这根本是鸽子吧？干！这应该是鹅，鸽子没那么凶。成就解除 skilled 啊，看来单一技能升到100就可以解这个成就。啊，开锁再说啦。反正就算升上去，我也会忘记自己有哪些锁没开。请开始你的辩解。
You're here. I hope you have the photon proto-distributor, or we're never leaving this damn facility.
这个亮亮是怎么回事？
That was from the twin spies. I played a sentient mechanical. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer. I could not have waited another instant for your presence. The Canes and the Canids, Act 2, Scene 6. I played a love-struck janitor. Ask me anything. No? Tampering? No, no, no. I just happened to be passing through the kitchen and saw a dish that looked good. If being hungry is a crime, you better indict 3/4 of Halcyon. What? That damn bellhop promised discretion. Well, if you must know, it's an appetite suppressant. How do you think I keep my form so lithe? Terror ray glands keep me from feeling hunger pangs. Oh, well, there's... Maybe I just wanted to see what was in it. Oh, law. What a pathetic defense. As it so happens, I may not have had the terror ray gland acquired for personal use. I may have placed it in Bellamy's meal. But before you indict me, please, just listen. I wasn't trying to kill her. Just listen to me, please. She would have had to eat 6 or 7 of the glands to die. And even then, it would be an extended, arduous process. No, really, you must listen. I wasn't trying to kill Bellamy. I only wanted her to be incapacitated during the Brown unveiling. With her out of commission, the next available celebrity, myself, would get to host the unveiling. Please think twice about telling the administrator of my misdeeds. If he learns the truth, what's left of my career will be left in shambles. A bit cart? You're going to place my future well-being on whichever way a bit cart lands? I cannot believe this. Fine. I hope it falls in my favor.
What floor would... Next stop.
Inspector. Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner. Bellhop Owens, recently deceased, at least according to my latest report. I wonder what compelled Owens to poison Helen. Professional jealousy, gross incompetence. I suppose we'll never know. In any case, I have a lot of paperwork ahead of me. I'll need to give Mr. Owens a posthumous reprimand. Oh, and
死后谴责是什么东西？
look into Cedric Kincannon. He's hiding something. I'm sure of it.
I 欧文斯死不瞑目。
I don't know what to make of something underground. Or slug, I guess. I can't shake the feeling they had something to do with Ms. Helen's death.
You got an appointment? Appointment? Yeah, that's why you're here. Appointment? Not entirely out of the question. Convince me. Wouldn't mind a new bolt or pistol. I've fired mine so many times, the tips nearly fell off. Let's give Mr. Kincannon a ring. Mr. Kincannon, got a person of interest here to see you.
我觉得这选项还是欺骗。
That sounds like our inspector. Please, send her up.
Why, if it isn't the inspector, I was hoping you'd swing by. Here for my alibi, I assume. Another murder? Drunk Raptidons? Black Hole Birdie practicing his hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those, or I'll just keep guessing. There was an incident. You should have seen Eileen. Besides being an absolute gem of an assistant,
用笔就能杀人。
with a fountain pen. Raptidons aside, what was your incident, Inspector? Sounds as though you've already sorted it out yourself. Slug uniforms do seem to go missing from the hotel laundry with impressive regularity.
Easy enough for someone to nick a few.
Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs slug gear and send them after you? Right again, Inspector. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that. Can you? Oh, that's good. That's very good, Inspector. I like this. Dominant, aggressive, The woman in charge. I don't want to accuse anyone without hard evidence, though it may be worth noting Ludovico has motivation in spades.
So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector.
With that settled, I assume you'll want to know where I was the night of Helen's murder.
Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine? An excellent question. I had his body dropped off the edge of the land complex. I'm not sure what happened to it from there, scientifically speaking. Maybe it dissolved? Ultimately, though, it doesn't matter. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie, and I am, incriminatingly, people. It's as I said. You shouldn't. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune. I'm considering a line of commemorative merchandise. Still, that's nothing compared to what Helen would have made us in the long run. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I have a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid. You may very well want to. This particular trouble strikes me as not unrelated to your investigation. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. The thefts began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter. I'm not sure. I'm only confident there is one. That the thefts began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence. I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it. Has it? I wonder. How much of your luck has been luck, and how much are you downplaying as chance? Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down leads. Me, scheming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator.
还请您不要在我面前这么打。
I would never. Company secrets and all that. You'll want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect myself, but should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account. Was there something else you wanted to discuss? The original incident? I made him an offer he should have refused.
果然是，我刚刚听那个讲法，我就果然是，太美了，太美了！天哪，我超爱这个对话。
What? No. Law, no. Why in the architect's name would you think that?
对啊，我为什么会这么想呢？
Our relationship stems from paperwork, mundanely enough. Rizzo's contracted sublight to construct the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Had Lou wanted Rizzo's to retain full control of Eridanos, he shouldn't have skimmed the revised contract I sent him.
Lou's an administrator, for law's sake. I thought he would adore all the fine print I added.
有多小？
Still technically visible to the human eye, but only just. You're quite good at this. It was all perfectly legal, too, which irked Lou to no end. My power grab, as Lou called it, planted the seed of hatred. And Lou, obsessed with what should have been, has made sure to water it daily with his bitterness and anger. Oh, I'm not an innocent party here. Please don't think I'm claiming to be. Provoking Lou may be fun, but I do have my reasons. Slug's control of Eridanos is a crucial step in my long-term plans for Sublight. The board needs to see irrefutable proof we are a respectable, legitimate business. Oh, that does sound fun, though. Is securing a board seat for Sublight evil enough? Surely we can at least agree that it's grand. Meanwhile, our dear administrator is still laser-focused on old slights, which can be a nuisance.
那个剧集大是之语
desperate to catch Slug with our hand in the proverbial cookie jar as of late, convinced we're involved in less than legal business opportunities. Continue investigating, Inspector. I'm afraid you'll find both you and Ludovico will be disappointed in that regard. Very well. A few. Helen was strangely curious about the private business operations around Eridanos. She said it was role research. But how much business know-how does one actor truly need for an action picture? I also arranged to have Helen supplied with mag picks, bypass shunts, and other hacking tools. She wanted to buy in bulk.
这样说起来，这一位应该算是手续邪恶吧？
Because she paid me to, Inspector. Besides, Helen was enjoyable company. She was confident, resourceful, determined, not unlike you, now that I consider it. That is the question, isn't it, Inspector? Tell me, do you really believe Helen's death was a mere crime of passion? Or one of petty career jealousy? A smart approach, Inspector. And yet, this murder is bigger than Miss Helen's personal life. Bigger than her latest moving picture. Indeed. I suspect Helen arrived on Eridanos promoting Spectrum Brown. I knew I was right about you being clever, Inspector. I'm glad.
你用远大或深远都可以，你一用剧集大，人家一听就知道，干这个用词有够直。
I might. I just might. Your point, Inspector? Yes, I suppose you have. Be very careful, Inspector. I'd very much like to see you still around for the grand finale, whenever it comes, whatever shape it takes. One moment, if you please, Inspector. I've answered your questions. I believe it's my turn to ask you a question now. What, or who, made you decide to investigate me? I see. What a shame your hunch didn't pan out. Now then, did you need anything else?
Maybe 对，我要先调查他的办公室，靠北。
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside.
You figured that out just by looking at it? Huh. We ought to talk shop one of these days.
Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location.
Moo.
Poor woolly cow impression transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range. Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface. The area within a 0.5 meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles.
啊！我刚应该选长一长的，可恶。
That is highly likely, Inspector.
What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once you've solved the case. What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me.
哦，结果不是之语，是那一个红这个字在繁简转换的时候会变聚集哦，所以原本是翻宏大，结果等一下为什么啊？我不懂为什么简繁转换的时候红会变聚集，一个变算了，我不想知道，你知道吗？我不想知道，当我没问。
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This copy of the missing...
You figured that out just by...
Inspector.
你自己不就会说话吗？毛多不拉气，你还说啊？
You can talk, discrepancy amplifier. You do it. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range. Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface.
败者食神 ，By the dust， 藏起来沉沉哀哀的，真不错，查清楚了。
You have some unorthodox methods, Inspector.
The area within a 0.5 meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles. That is highly likely.
What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once you've solved the case.
好险有读档，比刚刚好笑多了。这是康纳流侦查术，说了你也不懂。
I wonder if all these cargo containers are stored here for any legitimate reason, or just to give Sublight more opportunities for larceny.
Hi there! Sorry, this area is off limits to port vision. Oh, wait half a second. You're the inspector. Sorry about that. I'll buzz you right in. Feel free to have a look around, ma'am.
So this is where Slug houses all its completely legally obtained inventory, hmm?
You're the inspector, aren't you? Boss Kincannon said you'd be by about the cargo that's been going missing. Gosh, this is so neat. A real-life inspector. What's that like? Have you solved any mysteries yet? Ever had to shoot a suspect? Case. Just like a real inspector. Right, so the missing cargo. How can I help your investigation? That's the weird part. There's no pattern far as I can tell. The thefts don't make sense. I ask you, who would steal a handful of Spacer's Choice Sabers, so dull they can barely cut mud, but leave the spectrum black? Ugh. Who'd be desperate enough to want to steal a Spacer's Choice Saber, full stop? Ugh, nanner spank. Don't spit in my mouth and tell me it's banana flavored.
Ew.
Then there's the most recent theft. 5 boxes of pens and a couple of sodas. I can't decide which one's sadder. Well, I'm no inspector. If there is one, I'm sure you'll find it. Everyone here at Freight Storage and Processing, for a start. Thing is, the cargo is going missing before the shipments even get to the warehouse. Best I can figure, it's probably getting lost in the shipping yard. As for who has access there, Benton Chan, he's the shipping yard manager, he told me it's mainly just the loading automechs that handle cargo. Could be. Those things'll break if you so much as look at them funny. That's Benton's area, but don't bother asking him for help. Last time I asked him to check the automechs, the hull head told me he couldn't help because he was dead. Yeah, especially when he kept shouting, "Dead people can't hear anything!" at me. On the bright side, I'm sure the dead won't mind if you decide to check those loading automechs out yourself. Hopefully, you're mechanically inclined. Oh, before I forget, I figured you might want to access my terminal, so I had a spare keycard made. It's all yours. Oh no, I forgot to delete all of those incriminating messages I sent about which cargo to steal.
Oh, be
Nah, I do have a list of cargo that's gone missing, though, if that helps any.
闹着玩的靠背哦。熔融鼠被追逐他的立方吓到发出猫叫，看那一段真的很可怕，不能怪他呀！救命
Housing people like cargo. Just another resource to be exploited.
唉 ，OK， 好，聚集大。
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered. Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, this unit is unable to determine who placed the device.
Too long, from the looks of it. I'd think twice before tasting the grime for clues, Captain.
Based on the accumulated mix of sludge and detritus, the receiver has been present since approximately a week before Helen's death. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Inspector, this loading automechanical's programming does not match factory default settings. The standard defensive protocol has been modified to include an additional trigger.
直接预设你会去舔。
For Type K-19 cargo transport automechanicals, defensive protocol is triggered by attempted interference with cargo, or its transportation, or attempted destruction of the unit. Once triggered, defensive protocol targets the perpetrator and applies lethal force until the target has been deceased for a minimum of 3 minutes. There is a directive in place to initiate defensive protocol should an unsanctioned data log installed in this automechanical be removed. Slug automechanical maintenance records indicate this particular unit is frequently reported as out of position or missing for periods of time.
Loading automechanical unit K-14 is fully operational at 99% power. Please designate the cargo to be transported and its destination. How can this automechanical assist you?
Oh my god.
Certainly. Access panel is now unlocked. Failsafe successfully disabled. Kill mode deactivated. Ejecting data log 17C. Apologies. This unit does not have access to cargo inventory lists. Unit entering standby mode. Have a nice day.
This port seems real busy. I wonder if they're trying to compete with the Groundbreaker.
Inspector, to what do I owe the pleasure? Ooh, I love this part. The big reveal. So tell me, what happened? What makes you say that? Damn, you're good. Hacking the Automex. So that was our skimmer's game. But why? Everything that was stolen has seemed random. I certainly see no pattern.
掩人耳目了。
A cover-up. I see. The random theft was a smokescreen to hide what the culprit really wanted. I must say, Inspector, you've done excellent work on this case. Then that just leaves how the culprit knew where their true target would be, or indeed, that Slug would soon possess it.
偷袭45。
Okay, that's very impressive. Don't ever touch me again. Am I right to think what you found in my office earlier was the other half of this listening device? She, Inspector. She could hear everything.
Don't ever touch me again. 以后都不要再碰我了，超好笑的。
That listening device was the missing piece of our puzzle, Inspector. I lent it to Halcyon Helen to assist her with role research.
What?
Yes, I do realize that. Thank you. You'll recall the thefts began in the week leading up to her death. Plenty of time to hack an automechanical and program it to steal. She must have died before she could turn it off. Unbelievable. I helped her. Gave her whatever she needed. I thought we were doing each other a good turn. As though Helen herself didn't profit from her work. Please, this is a betrayal, Inspector. I do not take betrayal lightly. Helen should consider herself very lucky indeed that she is already among the dead, and that some other bastard beat me to putting her in the ground. It's as you said before. She's dead. If I'd known Helen was stealing from me, I may very well have killed her, or had her killed. Alas, I did not. Oh, that is good, Inspector. Now you are thinking in the manner you must if you intend to get to the bottom of this mess. I wish you luck with your investigation, though I doubt you'll need it. You'll find Helen's murderer. I'm confident of that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must find a way to excise my anger that minimally damages my business empire. I expect it will involve shooting quite a lot of guns.
发泄方法包括乱射一通，嘿，跟我一样哎。等一下，为什么到30等会有成就？这款游戏的等级上限是多少？应该不可能是30吧？哇 ，DLC 还没出来前上限是30哦，好少。妈的，偷袭是很想要点到150啦，但是先点开锁吗？哦，在 DLC 之前，技能最高也只有100，没有150。哦，原来如此。那问题来了 ，DLC 之后等级上限是多少？啊，36，干比想象中低很多哎、欸！等一下，这样只要到150还蛮难的说。 我没有去查，我还很天真的以为是50嘞。哇，结果怎么好像现在已经要 end game 了？这一款游戏，大家说的没错，还蛮短的。36，这样子妈的偷袭根本点不到150啊！哇，其实真的要说的话，真的要说起来，我的点数分配是分配的平均了一些，没错。啊，这里又那么高，对话这里也那么多啊，潜入这里也多，科技也分配很多，是分太散了，没错啦。反正这一款游戏应该有骂的之类的可以改，之后玩不过瘾的话。
Inspector? Closely, I trust. Tell me what you found. That doesn't surprise me. Cedric practically stole his way to Eridanos. He'll do everything in his power to keep you off his trail. With that in mind, do you think Cedric was responsible for Helen's death? No motive. That's disappointing, because it's exactly the conclusion he'd want us to make. Unfortunately, even I don't have the authority to detain Cedric. His line of work is dangerous, though. There's always a chance for an accident. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've already lost Dr. Blossom and Constable Keene, but at least Cedric's alive. The universe is a just place.
Wow. 哇哦！等一下，要我们，哇靠！最后要我们自己去指控，这么麻烦的吗？
Easy does it. Fine kill.
啊，所以等级上限就是36哦，太低了啦！好歹给个40啊，没有50，好歹给个40呢。哇！
Oh, look here. I could use a new pair of glasses.
Can't imagine where you misplaced your old pair.
Ah, 因为真的要说的话，这一款游戏其实算是相对冷门啦，所以会帮他做骂了的人想来不多。其实我要玩这一款游戏，也只是为了之后要出2代铺路而已。就是 想2代的时候，希望能够丰富一点。
You're sure he's not in the museum?
Even if he is, no one will think you dressed the same as him on purpose.
I was at breakfast first. If anything, he's dressed the same as me.
But we can part your hair on the other side, just in case.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh no 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 no!
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh no!
Discrepancy detected. Rizzo's company policy clearly states that all proprietary mascots must exhibit signs of physical life. Excellent observation, Inspector. Have you deduced a possible cause of death? Unusually small entry wounds indicate exotic weaponry. Closest approximations are 1. Incident involving a game of darts. 2. The Needler. Yes, Inspector. The Needler. Bespoke handgun carried and wielded by Halcyon Helen. Famously deployed by Halcyon Helen in Terror on Monarch. This weapon was responsible for executing the Chief of the Savages, played by Spencer Woolridge. This unit is incapable of providing ethical advice. This unit is also incapable of answering rhetorical questions.
格挡加10，激励加10。
This empty bottle of spirits does not belong to any known corporate brand. Suspicious residue detected. Excellent deduction, Inspector. Imbibing of unauthorized beverages is strictly prohibited under Rizzo's company law. Ingredients include antiseptic alcohol, sucrose, and unidentifiable miscellaneous organic material. Closest match. Counterfeit spirits available at the Piraeus spaceport.
终于要见到 Birdie 了吗？
Hey, you.
What do you want? Shh! Not so loud! How'd you know it was me? That's what the disguise is for. I'm in no mood to sign autographs, and I hate disappointing fans. So I'm lying low. You know, incompleto.
华丽的转身。
Oh, yeah, I guess it's kinda neato. Oh, what's it matter? Helen's gone. She's gone and nothing I do will bring her back. I've been trying to find who did this. That's what she would do. Track down the killer and bring them to justice. But I'm stumped. And not very clever. Being bright was always Helen's thing.
There are many types of intelligence, Mr. Holcomb. For example, your, expertise on the field. Your hack attack is nothing short of brilliant.
Oh, so you're the inspector! Hope you have more luck figuring things out than me. You probably want to ask me some questions, huh? I'm sure you're asking everybody questions, so you can find Helen's killer. So, How do I help? I was getting blotto with the rest of the Rangers.
他们
You know, soaked, muddled, preserved.
I think he means drunk.
The team noticed I was in a bad way when I got back to the hotel. When I told them Helen and I were Splitsville, they wanted to cheer me up. We were up the pole of 4 evening. The hotel staff said we was bothering the other guests.
哦，就是那一晚
Crying and yelling and practice body tackling. Zeke said we should move elsewhere, get some air. We ended up at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. I think somebody wanted to pet a woolly cow.
救命！
There was this one cow off away from the others. Zeke figured it'd be a laugh to get her drunk.
我当时看到投诉单的时候，有想过这个可能，但是我没有想到，我有想过这个可能，但是我后来想，是要怎么投进来，难度太高了，没想到你们真的是搞一头回去。看到有人在那边抱怨说楼上有人模仿绵牛叫，我在想说他们应该是真的偷了一头吧？真的是偷了一头。
I don't know. We were drunk, and we made bad choices. She was all alone. I know how that feels now. It's so hard to be all by your lonesome. My memory's a little muddled after that. I guess me and the team got split up, because I know I was on my own at the pilot house for a time. I reckon not. See, I went to the weather station. I was looking for where Helen stashed her data pad for safekeeping, right? She'd asked me to get it, mind. I wasn't stealing. I'm no thief.
说起来，有没有什么电影是喝个烂醉后会觉得更好看的？我提供一个我的个人经验，表情符号。
Sure did. Only there was a guard out there who found me. She started yelling about how I was trespassing and in serious trouble. Thing is, it was real dark out there. So dark, she couldn't tell who I was. Long story short, I got out of there. Ran like the Rangers were down by 3, and I just bronzed the toss ball in the Friday zone.
在这个情况下，也只有两种，一种是本来就很好看，烂醉之后变得更好看；另外一种是本来烂到爆，烂醉之后还勉强看得下去。
Yeah, I mean, no. Nope. No one else. I don't want to tell you. I'll get in trouble. Look, I talked to Auric, okay? Auric West. Hangs out around the spaceport. He's the one who taught me the breathing exercises I use to calm down.
最后大丈夫算是哪一种？最后大丈夫这么说好了，你清醒的时候看它是喜剧片，你喝个烂醉的时候看它会变纪录片。
Confidant is like confidence. What's torrid mean? Don't get the wrong idea, okay? Auric's not a bad guy. He's just got an unusual job. So now you have the whole story. After I talked to Auric, I went back to the hotel. Woke up the next morning with Helen's data pad in my hand and the hangover to end all hangovers. Don't know if I'll ever drink again.
不用担心啦，这不会是你这辈子的第一个，也不会是你这辈子的最后一个。我以后再也不喝酒。等一下，靠背。
Oh, I mean the hard stuff. Beer doesn't count.
你听听你自己的，你要不要听听看自己在说些什么？什么酒鬼发言？看。
Either she was writing in code or I'm dumber than a bag of hammers. I tried for hours to crack her notes, but it's like I said. Being bright was Helen's thing. I know that. But you gotta believe me. I would never hurt Helen, no matter how drunk I was. You could preserve me in Spectrum Brown and I wouldn't even look at her funny. I want to help you find her killer, Inspector. I knew Helen better than anybody. And it could be handy to have a guy like me around, in case anybody gives you trouble. I get it. I'll head back to the Grand Colonial then. Unless you need me for anything else? What do you want to know? What about her?
这里的对话选项好多哦。
Look, you and me, we both know I'm a big dumb tossball star, right? That's what I'm good at. Rizzo's knows it. The fans know it. Helen, she saw me as more than that. She saw someone who had more to offer than big muscles and a signature black hole stomp. Being with Helen was magic. She was magic. There ain't good enough words for something as special as what we had together. I wish I knew. Must have been something I did. At the picnic, Helen just kept saying she didn't want to drag me into her world. Maybe one of the higher-ups in motion pictures was giving her trouble over us? I don't know. I tried to understand, but I don't.
怎么看都不觉得他是凶手。
Rival actresses, maybe? I don't know too much about the motion picture industry. Except for Helen's pictures, obviously. Those I probably know by heart. Seen them about 100 times each. What do you want to know? Yeah? Oric hangs around the spaceport most days. Since he's not here at the bar, he's most likely over by the buy bunks at the shipping yard.
巴棒啊！那个刚刚搞事的时候，文件里有提到的。
I remember sending her the recording, but law, I was halfway to preserved by then. I don't know what was on it. When I realized what I'd done, I panicked. If I'd said something dumb, folks might think I was involved in her death. I was scared of looking suspicious.
I
wish that were the dumbest thing I ever did, but it's not. Tossball was, is, and always will be the greatest game in the universe. And I would give it up in a heartbeat to have Helen back.
Hey, could I talk to you for a second? Hey there. Word around the spaceport is that you came in on the Unreliable. You a new crewmate? Cut the shit. I know Hawthorne's captain of that ship, and I know you ain't him. You want to try again? I see. Well, this would have been easier with Hawthorne, but I hope that if you're flying his ship, you're a freelancer too. Wonder if you can help me. I run an outfit for the moving of less than legal goods. There's a particular piece of cargo needs delivering to a particular individual in the spaceport. Thing is, I don't know where the cargo is right now. The crewmate who handles that is in the clink for getting a little too disorderly in town. We've already attracted too much attention. Too risky to visit her myself. That's where you come in. You help us out, I'll give you an equal cut of our pay. Great to hear. First, you need to go meet the crewmate who got herself jailed. Cassidy Mills is the name. She'll know where the cargo is. Could, but there'd go our plausible deniability. Technically, I don't know about any smuggled cargo, and Cassidy hasn't moved anything herself. If the constable asks, I can't find any contraband cargo, and Cassidy doesn't know how it got here or what's in it.
他妈是天才吗？哎呦！
Oh yeah, right. We have a secret phrase. I like boneless spratwurst. Say that and she'll know you're a friend. Look, nobody does. That's why it's a good passphrase.
谁喜欢呢？
Be seeing ya. Remember, Cassidy's at the constabulary. She might be a little wary, so be careful.
Hey, pal. Over here. Hey there. You looking to unwind, friend? Maybe you're on your way to the bar for a good time? Maybe you're interested in something a little better than beer or
Oh!
Something with a little more kick.
哼，居然能比啤酒更快乐！
Bold claim, I know. But I wouldn't lie to you, friend. The name's Auric. I deal in, shall we say, holistic pharmaceuticals, natural substances and the like. You know, alternative stuff. I know. Ooh, it came out of the ground. That's where worms live. I get it. I do. Why go for that homegrown shit when you could be pumping your body full of effort accelerators? Says it right on the anti-Cleo's box. Better than nature, right? Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, pal. Those pharmaceuticals the corporations manufacture, not all of them are as good for you as the board wants you to believe. Alternatives. That's the way to go, pal. Trust me. No matter what ails you, I got what you need. What do I sell? I've got premium shit, my friend. Vitamins like you wouldn't believe. Calcium, vitamin D, reverse vitamin D. I got everything, my friend. You got stress problems? I got stress solutions. Aromatherapy eases the mind. Diluted mantisaur essence. Best kept secret in the business. And if you're a real freak, techniques to calm yourself by fooling your own mind. If they can tame the rage of a certain well-known tossball star, they can help anybody.
为什么他的发言反而让我觉得这整个殖民地里面的人身心状况都遭到爆炸了？于是真的是很普通的保健食品，对他们来讲都有够强。
Wait, you ain't a sheriff, right? You gotta tell me if you're a sheriff. I'll be honest, I don't really know where that puts us. All right, fine. Yeah, I know Birdie. So what? Yeah, that was me. Birdie's got a temper, but he's not a bad kid, you know? He's trying to work on it. He may or may not buy alternatives from me from time to time. A little diluted mantisaur essence here, a little vitamin B negative there.
Vitamin B negative 到底是啥小了？
He's stressed out of his mind, the poor guy. Everyone knows his name. Can't turn around without having to sign an autograph. Then you throw in playing tossball for a living. Violence like that, it does things to a body. It does things to the head.
我真的是不确定，听起来到底是健康还是不健康，我好迷惑啊。
Come on. Birdie's a damn good hacker, but taking that many blows to the noggin would scramble anyone's upstairs business. I know it's knocked a few of his memories loose. I worry about him, that's all. He's a good kid. Got a good heart.
妈的 ，Birdie 讲成那个样子，这个人给人的印象和我想象的也差太多了。
Yeah. Damn shame about that. Birdie thought the world of Helen, you know. He showed up drunk at my place wanting to talk about the breakup. Helen dumped him, he said. Boy, was he in a bad way. I'd never seen him like that before. We talked for a while, and when he felt better, I sent him back to the hotel. Told him to drink more water and get some sleep.
Huh. 他妈的，怎么觉得这个人算是殖民地里面少数的常识人？我的天，救命！他刚的对话实在是太正常了。
Inspector, I'm pleased to hear that. Bertie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Bertie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate.
怎么让我想到之前才听过的笑话？今天在家里看新闻的时候，发现我们那条街上的理发师因为贩卖毒品被捕了，我真的是大吃一惊。我已经当了他20几年的老顾客，从来不知道他会剪头发。
Try not to feel too bad for him. Bertie is a brilliant athlete. The universe has balanced his talent by making him a slackwit. Bertie has always had trouble controlling his temper. He's responsible for the untimely demise of more than a few tossball sticks at the end of a losing match. It's only natural to be suspicious. Helen's death was violent, and the two of them were close. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Bertie killed Helen? I'm relieved to hear that. I happen to be something of a fan of the hack attack. I'd hate to see him processed for murder, but we need to be absolutely sure. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation. I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Bertie within the public eye
加
than let him languish in a bar
102600经验。
I'll make my report of your investigation into Bertie. Do you have anything else for me?
我接下来要点什么技能啊？开锁。这一款游戏真的是太短了一点。开锁点到80，然后剩下的全部都灌偷袭好了。或是说这一款战斗的成分并没有很吃重，所以用不太到。说真的，真的这一款玩下来，其实战斗的成分没有很吃重，倒不如说有点太少了。这一款和 Fallout 相比，简直就像是 Minecraft 的对照 Terraria。好，先休息吧，休息。